Hey guys, so in this video and episode 3 of Fortnite MythBusters, I'm going to discuss a myth that has for some reason become pretty popular recently. I assume most of you guys watch a decent amount of Fortnite content on YouTube, so you've probably seen these videos before. The videos I'm talking about are people, and honestly most of the time it's kids, showing tutorials for how to play stretch resolution on console. While I know there is probably a good amount of you guys that know you can't actually get stretched on console, the amount of likes I see on these videos, as well as the sheer number of comments that I get and I have seen on other videos asking how to play stretch resolution on console is quite concerning. Most of the time it stems from the fact that the people watching these videos are kids and kind of don't really know what stretched is or does, but they see their favorite PC streamer or content creator play on it and they want to replicate it themselves on console. Plus, as I'll discuss later in the video, the clickbait and misleading tutorials you see on the topic that get millions of views actually do change the way your game looks, but we'll come to see that it's not the same thing as actually playing on a stretch resolution. So if you're still unsure or don't know if you can play stretched on console, the answer is you can't. This may or may not change in the future. Obviously, Epic doesn't seem to cater that much to console players, but they recently did say they were going to disable motion blur and shadows by default on console, so obviously you never know. But for now, you can't play stretched on console. This also goes for mobile and Nintendo Switch, which to me is even crazier. You guys don't even want to know the amount of people I've seen asking me what res they should play on, and then I later find out that they play on mobile. No hate to mobile players, of course, especially the really good ones. But you gotta admit, that would be hysterical if like your 10-year-old cousin is on an iPad and he's playing 1154 by 1080 and just destroying PC players. A lot of you console or mobile players that believe one of these videos and think that they're actually playing on stretched are ready to comment, "This dude doesn't know what he's talking about," or "How does he know if he doesn't even play on console? This Jerian guy just doesn't want us goated console gods to clap his cheeks in the next pop-up cup or World Cup qualifiers later this year." And while part of that may be true, my current subscribers know this already, but my sole goal is to educate you guys and teach you to be the best or show you how to do something in an optimal way. I spend a ridiculous amount of time playing the game, learning from streams, and doing my own research. Plus, I was a console player for 6 months on this game, and I've tried all these methods on my own console to see if stretched works, and it doesn't. So, like any good mythbuster, I already told you guys that playing stretch on console is a myth, and now I'll prove it. Some of these next clips will be taken from videos that are showcasing these fake ways to get stretch resolution on console. I'll cut back and forth between that and my own gameplay, but I'll be narrating in between the clips to explain why these videos are complete and total BS. The first video we'll look at is from a YouTuber called Brainy that's titled "How to Get Stretch Resolution on Console Fortnite, Xbox/PS4 Stretch Resolution Settings" in all caps.
Alright, yo, what is going on, guys? Brandon here coming at you guys with a brand new video, guys. And today we're gonna teach you guys how to have stretch resolution on console, Xbox, and PS4, guys. So, you guys know, if you guys don't know what stretch resolution is, basically when your screen on Fortnite is basically stretched, if that makes sense.
So, other than the fact that he just said the word guys more than 5 times in 30 seconds, his explanation for what a stretch resolution was is that it makes your screen stretch. Wow. Thank you very much for explaining it. I was so confused and now I'm not. A stretch resolution is a resolution that's stretched. Who would have guessed? Obviously, I'm not here to pick on this dude and to roast him. Maybe I should because he's perpetuating these lies on YouTube, but I'll just stick to dispelling the actual myth at hand, which is stretch resolution on console.
So what you're gonna guys do is go to settings, guys. So you guys do that. You guys gotta go to sound and screen. When you guys get to that, you could go to display area settings first. And then right here is basically, this is where you shrink and enlarge your screen. Obviously when you do it, like when you apply some settings, like right now, let's say I'm doing it, you guys see that? It's not gonna show on the PlayStation 4 screen. It's actually gonna show on the whole Fortnite screen first, like any game that you basically start. So let you guys see, I put it as that. So it's basically like a little stretch.
His apparent workaround is if you go to the display area settings on your PS4 as we just saw and then make the display area smaller. He says that is all you have to do and it will make your game stretched. So he didn't mention anything regarding Fortnite's game settings, which is how you do it on PC. Apparently you can just change your display area. If you guys do this, and those of you who have already done it know the truth, This doesn't make your screen stretched at all. It actually makes you have black bars on the top and bottom of your screen. That setting is just there so you can choose the dimensions of your game to fit your monitor, but it was actually made for televisions, which is what they thought most people on console would play on. By shrinking it, your entire game will just be smaller. Even if it fits the gameplay back to your screen, guess what will happen? It will stretch it back to the same exact resolution and aspect ratio, 1920 by 1080. The only thing that can make your game stretched is your aspect ratio, and that's what gives it the vertical FOV advantage. Your resolution in-game on console is locked to 1920 by 1080, so no really way of getting around that.
There's also more settings on the sound and screen that you guys can change. You guys can go to the actual the video output settings, and this is where you actually can change your resolution. Obviously, it might not be supported depending on your monitor or TV, but if you guys want to have like an actual looking like actual PC stretch resolution, you guys can go probably to 720 or 480. You guys see it'll load up. It takes a little 5 seconds, I believe. It'll go back right now. But you guys, look at that. You guys see it's kind of it looks a little blurry. Just that's how stretch will look.
Then his next fix is to go to your video output settings and change your resolution. Again, this will just make your game blurry. It's not the same thing as changing your aspect ratio. I'll put some gameplay up on the screen of 1600 by 900, and if you're thinking to yourself, oh wow, it's not 1920 by 1080, he changed the resolution so it must be stretched, right? Nope. 1600 by 900 is still a 16 by 9 aspect ratio, so the game is not stretched at all, it's just uglier and more pixelated. For those of you wondering how to calculate your aspect ratio, it's just the width of your image, or the first number, like 1920, divided by the height of the image, or the second number in your resolution, like 1080. So 1920 by 1080 simplifies to 16 by 9, which comes out to 1.77 repeating. Any aspect ratio less than that is a stretch resolution on PC. So 1440 by 1080 comes out to be a 4 by 3 aspect ratio, which is 1.33 repeating, and that's less than 1.77, so it's stretched in game. The reason that his method won't work is because you're just changing your game from 1920 by 1080 to another 16 by 9 aspect ratio. That's just much uglier.
So you guys see it. You don't see it because I'm on the actual Fortnite. I'm not the Fortnite, the actual PS4 page. You guys will start seeing it, and it kind of works for any other game, you know. Obviously, Share Factory doesn't work just because this isn't a game, so it's always going to have the same normal settings. But when you guys log in an actual game, which I would do it, but you guys know how forever it takes for Fortnite to load this screen.
Alright, so now we know this dude is just completely lying to us and has absolutely no idea what he's talking about. He first says, you guys can't really see it because I'm on the PS4 home screen, even though he just changed the settings for the entire PS4 resolution. If it had worked, we would have seen the stretch right now and we would have seen a difference. Then he says it doesn't work in Share Factory, and he doesn't want to show it in-game on Fortnite because it takes too long to load. He literally just said it takes too long to load in the video. So this dude has enough time to make a garbage video like this, completely lying and manipulating gullible kids while also throwing in 6 minutes of garbage random building that's still on native. All this so he can hit 10 minutes and pump the video full of ads. Yeah, I'm sure it works, buddy. A good lesson for all you younger kids is that if someone promises you something, but they can't actually show you proof of it existing or them having it, they're probably lying to you. In this case, the video has 1.2 million views, so I can only imagine how many kids fell for this crap. Do not change your display area or video output resolution. It will not make your game stretched, it will only make your game uglier. The other method that people seem to believe works is from a video called How to Get Stretch Resolution on Fortnite on Console by a dude named Basic Gamer. This video has almost 100,000 views in 2 weeks and has 1.7 thousand likes and only 100 dislikes. For this clip, I'm just going to narrate over it because his audio is ridiculously loud. If you don't believe me, try to hear anything he says over the music.
These are the bars that they're going to replace in the camera, but these bars are the things that actually make it stretch. So I'm going to get in the video, okay?
Yeah, that's what I thought. The beginning of this tutorial is the same as the other lying dude, Brainy, and I think this is how most people on console believe they play stretched, but he takes it a step even further and changes his monitor settings as well. After he shrinks the display area for his game, which I've said before will not change the aspect ratio at all, he changes his monitor's picture size to a setting called stretch. On most monitors or TV, there's different picture sizes called either stretched or zoom to fit or stretch to fit. And I think this is where he tricks a lot of less informed viewers. If it says stretched or stretched to fit screen, it has to be a stretch resolution, right? Look how ugly his game is now. It must be stretched. Again, it's not. He literally says in the video you have black bars on the top and bottom, but this is stretched. Come on, dude. How stupid do you think people are? If stretch resolution works, it makes it so you don't have black bars, and the black bars that you would have had if you don't have your game stretched would be on the side of your screen, not the top and bottom. The whole reason people play stretch on Fortnite isn't to make their game look uglier, even though I guess you can kind of argue it is to get lower FPS. But the main advantage is vertical FOV. Vertical FOV is just your field of view and how much you can see on your screen up and down. As we can see here, the white lines represent the extra vertical FOV we get and how much more we can see when playing on 1440 by 1080, while everything in between is what we see on native. If you use this dude's fake tutorial, your game will just look pixelated and you'll have black bars on the top and bottom of your screen. This is the exact opposite of what we want when playing stretched. After searching through tons of other videos, they pretty much all cover the same two BS methods, either changing your display area or your monitor settings. To further prove that you can't change your monitor settings to make your game stretched, the gameplay I'll show now is with my monitor changed to 1440 by 1080, but I left the in-game resolution in Fortnite on native, and guess what? It comes out as native. For right now, console players cannot access Fortnite's game files to change their resolution through the game's engine, which is the key to playing stretched. So I said it a few times already, but I'll say it one last time. Playing stretched on console is a myth. If you really want to, save up for a PC and play stretched with a controller. Otherwise, unfortunately, you're stuck on native for now. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications. This video's shoutouts go to Airshum, Maxim, and P14, who all use my code, itsJerian in the item shop. Make sure to keep sending me pictures of using my code to my Twitter and Instagram. Otherwise, that's it from me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.